this computer. Hey everyone, well welcome and thanks for joining us. Who's your daddy? Well, that's our little fun little title to talk about Roger Barnett, who is the CEO and is our
Shackley daddy.
Is our Shackley daddy and is our chairman of the Shackley Corporation. This is Marty and Cheryl Turner, master coordinators with Shackley, and we're so excited to be able to share this with you. And thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be looking at kind of the history and who this man is, Roger Barnett. He's led every company that he's built and or purchased and run it to over $1 billion in sales. So after looking at hundreds of different companies, kind of as his next big thing, he chose to purchase Shackley back in 2004. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we break down some of the details. But he was really looking for a long-term compounding growth potential and a business that was scalable as far as the growth by addressing two fundamentals, the needs of health and income. And everyone's looking to get healthier and wealthier. And if you focus on both, to me, that's extremely wise.
I think Roger had Marty at Nobel Prize. So I'm so glad that we found Roger and that actually he found us and that he showed us the light.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about Roger's batting average. Now, just as a little baseball analogy, he's batting 1,000. That he literally has focused and hit perfectly on the top three trends in today's world. Yeah. E-commerce, everyone is, clicking and ordering online. They're, still going to brick and mortars, but that's not where the growth is happening. Wellness, right now, we're talking about $7 trillion industry, and we'll update you in just a moment. And then, of course, the kind of the gig economy or working as a side gig. 60 million people are in this industry now, and we're talking 45% of Americans want the freedom and flexibility, and that is exactly what this type of business has to offer. So 3 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's right.
And the latest estimates, by the way, suggested by the health and wellness industry, will hit $8.5 trillion by the year 2027. So just 2 more years and another 1.2 trillion added into this marketplace. Pretty amazing numbers. That's definitely the kind of business and the kind of growth potential that I want to be a part of. So the long-term compounding growth works like this: almost 10% average year-over-year growth, growing twice as fast as the global economy. And Time Magazine years ago talked about supplements fill gaps, which is really the whole wellness part of this. And the nutrition and healthy lifestyle prevent 60 to 90% of disease. I mean, that's, again, another one of those things that we don't talk about treating disease. We talk about preventing and focusing on wellness and prevention. So choose the most, and also this is something that we're excited about, that we were able to choose the most clinically proven wellness company in the world that has spent literally hundreds of millions of dollars on research and development. Won't get into a lot of the details today, but we want to talk about the industry and Roger and why we're so excited about being in this right place at the right time.
Right.
All right. Well, let's talk now a little bit about the 4-year career master's edition that we were very, very honored and very blessed to be a part of.
Richard Bliss Brooks is one of the foremost experts in network marketing and MLM, building from home. And he wrote these career books and asked us to be part of his master's edition, which we were shocked. We're the if they can do it, you can do it part. But we got the chance to meet him. We were at the Waldorf Astoria, what's the other name for it?
The Grand Wailea.
Grand Wailea on Maui. And Richard came over. He lives on Kauai. And he just came over to visit. And in the book, we talk about both of us coming from not a lot of money. And for me, I did well. And then I became single. And I hung on to my house for years. But when I sold it, I didn't realize my ex hadn't paid taxes the last year we were married. And the IRS came to the closing and took every dime. I didn't even have enough money for rent, let alone buy the little house I was going to buy. So I ended up living in the basement of a commercial building. But you know what? This is a picture taken in that basement. I still had my silk drapes and my wool rugs and my carved chess set, cherry wood tables. So it's not always horrible thing, and my kids learned a lot of lessons.
You bet.
My oldest daughter said, "I'd rather live anywhere with you, Mom." And she looked at the cement floor and the cement brick walls, and she said, "Obviously." And my 10-year-old daughter said, "We're broke, aren't we, Mom?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "But we're not poor." And I said, "Right." And she said, "Broke is when you're just out of money. Poor is when you're out of everything." So, and my son too, all three of them have great compasses and realize that money is important, but it's not everything. And here are some of Richard's take on Shaklee and on Roger Barnett. He says, "Roger's the Renaissance man of network marketing." I'm not going to read all of these. You can freeze the frame and look at it later. He said, "Products have grown Shaklee and created our sparkling reputation. And we have always had products that are based in nature, healing the body and the mind. And you can build an organization without worrying about the products not backing you up. Shaklee has the highest integrity I've ever seen in the industry." And he said that his first impression of Barnett was, "Wow, classy looking character, very well spoken," which I can't say for a lot of people in our profession. He said Roger was casual, authentic, classy, very intelligent. Maybe the most important characteristic is inspirational and believable. And we say a big amen to that.
That's right.
And Richard also says smart people will understand this business model. One day they'll clean it up and they'll take it big time. And he believes Roger Barnett is the person who has done that. Roger's wife, Sloan Barnett, was in the New York Times, and she introduced Shaklee to the world. We have an extraordinary position of integrity, transparency, honor, respect, embracing the business model, and teach recruiting in an honorable way. And this is all words of Richard Bliss Brooke. He said, "It's not about fancy cars, houses, and money. The DNA of Shaklee is recruit and expand with integrity. It's transparent, authentic, honorable, respectful, ethical, totally compliant." And we can help our parents, our kids, our spouse. The money keeps coming in. When my mom was put on hospice, I was able to take care of her. When I was diagnosed with cancer in the hospital for 3 weeks, Marty was able to be an advocate for us. So we are very, very grateful that we started this business when we did.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that we got excited about when we talk about Roger, our daddy, Shaklee daddy, that he purchased Shaklee from the Yamaguchi pharmaceutical company back in 2004,
Yep.
a Japanese-based company. And he understood that this would be his next big thing. And, with his background as a founder and the former CEO of Beauty.com and Arcade.com, also the managing partner of Activated Holdings LLC, the private family holding company, controlling more than $2 billion in assets. He really knows what he's doing. As a global leader for Tomorrow by the World Economic Forum, that was one of the big things, but then later was also asked to be a keynote speaker at the World Economic Forum. He was also at the White House Conference on Aging, the Direct Sellers Association, which was a 100-year celebration that was in San Francisco, and the Young Leaders Forum fellow by the Council of U.S.-China Relations and a member of the Young Presidents Organization. So from Yale Law, where he was summa cum laude, to being also the senior editor of the Yale Law Journal, and of course having a Harvard MBA, the list goes on and on and on. So the pedigree and his experience is pretty amazing. So think about it. He spent 5 years and $20 million after all that he's accomplished, making the right decision to purchase Shaklee back in 2004.
Yeah, there's no one else that we know of that's heading a company in this industry with his pedigree. We have the best of the best.
That's right.
And Dr. Shaklee said success in the industry isn't in finding the right person, but being the right person. And Roger said built into the DNA of this company is the fact that we care about the goodness, the good, the social benefits as much as we care about the money. And he also said, "It's my great hope that Shaklee can be an agent of change by sharing and educating people about prevention." Roger wants to make an impact on the planet and help the less fortunate. Dr. Shaklee said, "You're a product of nature. Your very existence depends on other products of nature." And that's what our products are made from, raw organic sources.
Absolutely. And our proven leadership goes all the way back to Dr. Shaklee, of course, our founder. Dr. Shaklee was a pastor, a pilot, an entrepreneur, an inventor, and he introduced vitamins to the U.S. marketplace in 1915 when the word vitamin wasn't even in the dictionary. In fact, they were still, making their first transcontinental telephone call
Yeah,
at the
Alexander
time.
Graham Bell.
So, Roger's background is pretty amazing. But let me just also say, as a company, Dr. Shaklee has always been about not only living in harmony with nature, but doing good for others. And that's why we still maintain an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and have paid over 9 billion, that's with a B, in commissions and bonuses to people like you and I. And so what Roger really got excited about is, part of his philosophy, which is the medical field is interested in treating disease, and I'm interested in building health from Dr. Shaklee. Roger gets it, and as our visionary leader said, the only way we succeed is to make our customers healthier and our partners wealthier. And so whether he's sitting on the board of the Metropolitan Opera.
Didn't he have his groom's dinner there?
He did, or
Who does that?
or hanging out with Oprah Winfrey. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. And we had an opportunity to not only be with him, but spend some really quality time all over the world in a number of different settings. And in the lower right-hand corner, he also had an opportunity to partner up with Wangari Maathai. Cheryl, talk a little bit about that.
First woman in East Africa and Central Africa to earn a PhD. She also earned the Nobel Prize for the Environment. And when she did, Roger called her and congratulated her in Swahili. He speaks 5 languages. And we've had tons of coverage in major publications. People are looking for us. We just have to let them know we have the key that unlocks the door to this kind of health and wealth.
You bet.
And we've got some different studies we've done. Now, what you're seeing on the screen is actually one of our studies that we turned into a flyer. We had an event this weekend, and Marty wanted me to do a couple of half-page things. So I just took one of the landmark studies. This is landmark study 2. And look at this. People have lower levels of triglycerides. They've got more vitamin D. They've got better HDL, the good stuff, lower levels of C-reactive protein. They proved that Shaklee users use less meds. Now, this is one that our daughter put her QR, is that what you call that, a QR code?
Yeah.
And so people could just click on it and find her Health Tech AI that will curate a program. This is a flyer we'll put up on our team page. Anybody can download it, put their own QR code on it, and share it. Now, this one, I would kind of wait till next month because March is Nutrition Month. April is all about Earth Day and saving the planet. And so this will be one you can use starting next month and put your own QR code in it. It makes a huge difference for us.
And we always talk about kind of the best time of when to do the posts.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the key things is that, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, usually between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., like for people taking a break through their lunch hour.
Right.
The worst time is between 8 a.m. And 8 p.m. on the weekends because
weekend days are the worst time to post. People are busy.
Yeah, they're out and about. Okay. So one of the cool things is that we have an incredible opportunity here to have success, and it's not an accident.
Yep.
It's really about focus, determination, and consistency, and really doing what you love. And we love helping people think clearer, reduce stress, and being able to help them get through their fears and help them live a longer, healthier life.
That's right. The wellness wave is coming.
Yep. You can either watch it or you can ride it. But as Dr. Shaklee says, your future will be exactly what you make it, what you think to make it. So one of the things that we want to close on is this idea that what we have is really built on solid rock.
Right.
And that's the key. The ball's in your court. We've heard about deals that have come and gone that are on, sinking sand.
We had one of those.
And we're so glad that we're with something that will stand the test of time.
Yep. We were with a company that just went away overnight. A lot of companies don't have their own science. They haven't spent hundreds of millions on research and development. They take other people's research and they use that and they twist it and turn it to make it sound like theirs. There's always going to be a shiny new company that preys on people's fears. And some people are distracted by bright lights. We wanted proven products, stability, and a history of integrity.
That's right.
We wanted to build something for our kids and grandkids. And Shaklee's the only company I've ever seen where they've got a 5th generation getting paid. Shaklee is the safest, most solid foundation we have ever found.
Beautiful. So all of this is leading up to what we do next. And the call to action is to get on the phone, get on the internet, get on the start texting and inviting people. But it starts with, who are these people? Well, all your friends on Facebook, all the people in your phone. Make that list, make the call, send a text, send a message, talk with them. The best thing to do is talk to them a little bit about how and why you were impressed by Roger Burnett, our CEO, and then have them join us for this incredible opportunity to have him come live on March 20th. So hopefully you're getting this video out to the people, and those people that shared it with them, you can thank them.
Timing is everything.
That's right. 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern. Here in the Central Time Zone, it would be 7 o'clock.
March 20th. That's this Wednesday. Do not miss this opportunity. It can not only change your life, but you can help other people change theirs. Let's do this.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Please get back with the person who thought enough to invite you here, and come back and check out more by coming on the call with Roger Burnett to meet him and hear from him personally.
See you Wednesday.